my headspace that I'm in now is way better than what I was before, and that's the only thing that matters to me.
1, 2, 3.
I'm looking at it now, it's just like, I don't know, probably it was a good thing, us fighting. Cause you have someone that, we come from two different sides, like, of the world. We still on the same path to get the same thing. You know, I gotta be in there with him, I gotta be able to, you know, his arm reach, his size, his power, the way he moving and things like that. I just gotta adapt as I fight him. I think it's gonna be a great event. Every time I fight, it's fireworks.
Behind the scenes, Gervonta Tank Davis continues sharpening every part of his game while staying away from the spotlight. Yet despite the quiet preparation, the excitement surrounding his future has become one of boxing's biggest talking points. Every training session seems to fuel new speculation, especially when discussions involve a potential clash between fighters.
The face of boxing for Gen Z and Gen Alpha. They are the two biggest boxers in America, and they are putting it all on the line. One has the speed, the skill, the accuracy, and the one-punch knockout power. The other has the size, the force, and the unbreakable confidence to make this must-see Netflix. One man has been doing this for 23 years, since the age of 7. The other picked up the sport 5 years ago and has virtually no amateur experience.
One aspect of Davis's mindset has stood out more than anything else: his refusal to get caught up in the endless pre-fight headlines. Rather than treating this as a lesser challenge compared to previous opponents, Davis appears to view
Tank and I are you know, both been going at this, taking this super seriously, active, etc. And so I think there's much higher stakes, it's a much bigger fight, and we both have that knockout power. I think I've seen things in people that I thought they were not prepared or not focused or whatever, and then turns out in the fight they were ready. So I don't really pay too much mind to how people act in this.
As speculation surrounding Davis continues to grow, insiders have revealed a surprising development that few expected. Reports indicate that Davis has begun working alongside Jose Benavidez Sr.'s camp.
I just saw on Jose Benavidez Sr. Instagram and on his socials, he's showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out in this video and announcing and marketing the new Gervonta Tank Davis on Team Benavidez merchandise. Now, he had a few videos out there showing Gervonta Tank Davis working out and all those things, and I promise you, he could not have made this announcement without Gervonta Tank Davis's blessing. For me, this makes it official, their relationship. And Gervonta Tank Davis and David Benavidez, they've shared their mutual respect for.
The reasoning behind joining the Benavidez camp appears to be centered on refining Davis's already dangerous skill set. Rather than relying primarily on explosive knockout power, the goal may be to further develop.
Doesn't implement that in the ring. According to CopyBox, Gervonta Tank Davis' lack of activity is historic. I mean, he is the lowest volume fighter in the world. And a lot has to do with his timing, his IQ, his precision, and his power. He throws something when he sees something, but it just so happens to make him a low activity fighter. And against Lamont Roach, I think that has something to do with the trouble Lamont Roach gave him, because Lamont Roach didn't give him much. So Gervonta, he really couldn't find too much.
Still, not everyone believes this coaching partnership is the perfect fit. Former world champion Sean Porter, along with several respected analysts, has questioned whether the arrangement makes complete sense. Their concerns aren't about Davis's talent, but about the...
I feel like Jose can definitely train his son. I'm not sure about everything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We seen him train Jose and David, and then also
Pacheco and Rayo.
Jose Rayo, yeah, and Pacheco as well. You know, Pacheco isn't with them,
and they both are going.
Yeah.
And yeah, they both are.
Yeah,
yeah.
And Jose doesn't fight anymore.
Not really. No, he hasn't been you know, contender status for a minute. Jose Benavidez, really since Crawford. That was whatever he had left after that shooting. You know, Crawford got it. From Jose, and then everything.
Rather than focusing only on coaching changes, Porter also offered advice that reaches far beyond this particular situation. He explained that deciding whether to leave a longtime trainer is one of the biggest decisions any fighter will ever make. That choice should never be influenced by social media opinions, outside criticism, or public pressure. Instead, it has to come from honest self-evaluation. Only the athlete truly understands whether a relationship has reached.
Determine for yourself if you've outgrown somebody. Don't let other people tell you that you've outgrown somebody.
All right.
He's saying shut your ass.
Listen, no, listen. Determine for yourself if you've outgrown a situation.
Yeah.
Don't let other people tell you that you've outgrown that situation. You determine for yourself. This is what in my personal life, what I learned is I did everything that I could do. And everything. Something my dad taught me. My dad taught me until you exalt every option that you have, you got more.
Eventually, the discussion shifted away from Davis's training camp and toward the opponent many fans continued demanding, Shakur Stevenson. Veteran analyst Max Kellerman believes the conversation has become far more complicated than it once was. Years ago, this matchup felt inevitable, but circumstances have changed. Davis has competed less frequently in recent years.
I think in an era when the dust settles, Ali is in this corner, Frazier's in that corner. They're in the winner's bracket. Mayweather's in this corner, Pacquiao's in this corner. Sugar Ray Leonard's in this corner, Marvin Hagler's in that corner. That's a real super fight.
Right.
A couple years ago, the sense people had is that the winner's bracket fight was going to be Shakur versus Tank Davis. Tank never seemed particularly interested in making it happen. But since then, Shakur has ascended and now would seem to offer Tank a bigger reward for the risk than you.
Showbiz the adult approached the discussion from a different perspective, focusing less on speculation and more on simple reality. His argument centers on the fact that both fighters appear to be naturally similar in size outside of official weigh-ins. If neither boxer needs to undergo dramatic physical changes to meet in the middle, then many traditional excuses begin to disappear. From his point of view, the obstacles preventing the fight seem less physical than promotional or strategic.
Gervonta Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson weighing pretty much the same walking around. Like Shakur and Gervonta should be the fight. Shakur Stevenson 148 point whatever, while Gervonta Tank Davis is 147. They are both walking around the same. Those guys are the same size. And Keyshawn Davis being in the mid-150s, that makes sense. But you notice who didn't do a scales check, and that's Debo. Funny thing is, Bill Haney did. He's like, I'm 200 pounds. But yeah, Debo didn't do a...
Calvin Ford offered a much calmer outlook on the entire situation. Despite ongoing debates surrounding weight classes, inactivity, negotiations, and timing, he remains confident that the fight will eventually happen. Rather than forcing the matchup before both sides are ready, Ford believes the biggest events in boxing often come together naturally when every piece falls into place. His confidence doesn't ignore the existing challenges. It simply reflects his belief that
I always sit there and say, fight's gonna happen, you know what I'm saying? Because it's when everything line up, everybody's situated, they're gonna make it happen. They're gonna make it do what it do when it's time to do it.
And you're still, I would imagine, confident in Gervonta in that fight.
Like I said,
how have you seen Shakur get better?
To me, Shakur was always better, you know what I'm saying? But again, it's nobody that he's been in front of him to really put him through that yet.
Test him.
Right, so, when I look at certain fights, it's not a threat. You know what I'm saying, with Shakur.
Stevenson added another layer to the conversation by explaining that his relationship with Davis goes beyond rankings, titles, or promotional business. According to Stevenson, there is personal history between them that many fans simply don't understand. That perspective changes how people interpret the delays. If the situation were based only on contracts and weight divisions, solving it would be much easier. Instead, Stevenson suggests that deeper personal dynamics.
Yeah, I mean,
Whatever you can share.
it's kind of bigger than boxing, I guess you could say, because like the history and like everything that went on. It's hard to even speak on it just because of the fact that we got to fight. So at the end of the day,
You feel that's gonna happen?
yeah, I know it's gonna happen. I mean, I'm the best, he the best. So you got two guys that's the best. How can you not fight? Only way you could not fight if one of them guys ain't like that and somebody go off to lose or somebody take an L. But I think like with both of us, we both fighters that's really good fighters and on that.
Despite whatever rivalry exists between them, Stevenson made one thing absolutely clear. His respect for Davis's boxing ability has never changed. He rejects the common belief that Davis succeeds only because of knockout power. In Stevenson's opinion, Davis wins because of his patience, timing, intelligence, and ability to slowly break opponents down before delivering the finishing shot. those subtle qualities often go.
He's strategic. He's setting guys up. He been boxing since a little kid, just like I've been boxing since a little kid. And you can tell, like, with the experience. Even with his last fight with Frank Martin, you can see Frank Martin was more so an amateur. Like, the experience he got is not on the level of, like, Tank. And he just took off with experience. He let him waste his energy, gassed him out, and then round 8, okay, it's time to go home.
When would you like to see that fight happen?
Whenever. I think that I'm ready for it, he ready for it, we both in our primes. It can happen next, it can happen next year, it can happen whenever.
Money is definitely Tank. Tank. And I guarantee you he ain't gonna say Devin's name. Because we ain't got no fight, we available, and you don't want none of him. Calvin, nigga, knock it off, man. You know what I'm saying? Knock it off, Calvin. And what's that other dude name?
Coach Ellis.
Coach Ellis. And get off of Twitter, man, and knock it off, man. If you the face of boxing, then send over something, man. You know what I'm saying? Something respectful, like you're really trying to do this shit. Because every fighter that Devin fuck with gets paid, man, the most money, man. Knock it off, man. That's bunk business, man. You know what I'm saying? Listen, we don't need you. Let the welfare feed you for real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, for real. Because that's where you're going to be at in the welfare line. You keep shitting on the people, giving them the fake fights, talking about that we done charge $57. Listen, we going to give you the best fights, and we going to get all the people in there, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we do. And we pay the